Is this person even coming? Or did they make me a fool? There you are. Come on. Come quickly. Sit down. Have a seat. Shh. Do not speak anymore. No, there is no one in here, just me and my dog. Why did you come in here to learn divination practices today in secret? Well, you know it's not allowed. Okay. Are you a secret agent? A spy? Are you going to report to me after? Okay. Well, we do have to keep our voices down so that no one hears. As they say, the birds are listening as well. Yes, this is an ancient practice that is not allowed in the public eye, in the public domain, of course. So I figured I could warm up to you. I kind of already predicted that I could trust you. I just had to make sure, you know? So, today we are going to learn specifically about reading the tea leaves. Have you ever learned about this before? Of course you haven't. No, I'm just saying of course you haven't, because it's not allowed in this village, of course. So, yes, we do have to keep hush-hush. And if you don't keep hush-hush, we're going to have some serious issues. Okay. Well, anyway. Oh, it happens to be your birthday. Well, happy birthday to you. Thank you for coming on your birthday of all days. What made you think to do that? Okay, I see. You are quite the risk taker, aren't you? Yes. So, anyway, now that we got that out of the way, may I begin? Okay. So, first, I must introduce the basic practice of tea leaf reading. It stems back from ancient times. And some say it stems back from Europe, some Asia. Doesn't matter. All it is just the art of divination, where just like with rune stones or tarot card reading, oracle reading, any intuitive type of work, metaphysical practices, like burning sage, is all tied in together. And witches and warlocks have been rehearsing this practice for thousands of years, and it dates way back to ancient times. Let me know if you have any questions for me at any time, but please try not to interrupt while I'm teaching. I just ask that of you, because some people come in here and they just want to interrupt the whole time. I point them to the door. So, this is a serious art, and you will get into serious trouble if you are caught practicing this art. So I ask that you disclose that you will not share this session with anyone, for the matter, and I mean anyone. Thus, why you had to walk quite a way in these woods to find me, and I gave you specific instructions: which tree to turn, which corner to go by, which rock you have to walk past. So yes, this is why I am here in this cave. But continue. So, to begin, you have to be an intuitive, an empathic intuitive. Is that something that you are? Would you say you are? Okay. And what's your name? All right. Well, I can see that in you. Yeah, well, I'm intuitive as well, so I can sense when someone is as well, of course. And there are also false empaths or false intuitives, which claim to have a certain power or ability that they do not. And I've also had those walks of life come in here. Well, I can tell you I've learned pretty early on how to tell immediately, and that's just using my intuitive ability. So you have to tap into your intuitive ability before you even think about beginning or looking into the tea leaf cup. Because you can only read what's on the surface, but you have to also read beneath the surface. And to do this, you have to tap into that gut. Do you know how to do this? Of course you do. So with that said, let's begin. Here we have the cup. Okay, this is the cup. You can choose any cup that is wide, preferably a shallow, wide cup, which can be hard to find. I make them in my spare time, so if you'd like to purchase one from me, let me know. And it has to have good energy associated with it, so you can't just pick any cup with disregard to the attached associated energy behind it, okay? You can pick any type of cup, glass, porcelain, clay. It's irrelevant. The reading will come through regardless. And you must select tea leaves that will stick to the cup surface, okay? So it may require trial and error, especially if you are paid to do readings. And I must tell you, you have to come closer. You have to accept cash only for readings because they can trace back, because this divination is not allowed in this world. Maybe someday in the future, but yes, cash only for people. So before they go in your cave, you make sure they have cash and they pay in cash. Okay, so yes, you have to make that very clear, okay? There are no card swipers in a cave. I don't know what people think or expect, but yeah, it sucks to walk 2 hours in the woods and then have to turn them away because they have a card. Yeah, so I don't even use a computer, so I don't know how people think I'm going to accept a credit card. It just blows my mind. But anyway, regardless, I digress. So this is the cup I've picked. It has an owl, and it is one of my favorite cups to do readings in. So I have it out, ready here for you. I've steeped the tea. It is mountain tea. And you can add loose leaf tea or rip it out of a tea bag, which is what I did. Again, energy is powerful and it's everywhere. My recommendation, especially if you are a witch, is to grow your own herbs in your garden and then read the tea leaves with those herbs, because you are attaching the love from you into the garden, into the herb, thus into the reading. So it becomes more powerful because it has your energy attached and charged to it. But I am not here to tell you what to do. Okay? The message will come through regardless. I believe, or at least if you believe, you have to believe in yourself doing this work and have faith in yourself, okay? Now, did you come here to have paid clients, or did you come here to just do readings for yourself or for friends and family in secret? Okay. Good, because you do want to be careful doing this on friends and family, because at any time, if someone turns against you, they will report it. So, yeah. You won't have much luck then, will you? Right. You also have to pick a plate to hold the cup down, and so the tea leaves do not slosh away. And the plate has to obviously be just the right size. Doesn't have to be too big, but this is the perfect size perimeter for this cup circumference, okay? And it's flat, so that, again, the liquid can stay in the cup and not allow the tea leaves to leave, okay? You must let this steep 40 minutes to 2 hours, okay? This is a similar practice to a practice done in ancient Turkey, which is called coffee cup reading. Okay? So you can also apply this to reading the coffee grinds as well, but that's a whole different art and practice in of itself. Okay. Shall I begin? Would you like some water? Certainly, certainly. I shall get you some water then. Give me a second. Here is a glass for you. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Now I shall open the cup. Now that I've given it enough time. And read the tea leaves. Okay, so most of them fell to the plate. Sometimes I also read into the plate as well. It looks like a tree, so it's formed itself in the design of a tree. I don't know if you can see that up close. Okay. But I try not to move the plate because now I just moved the tea leaves and it ruined my message. I think you've been forming your own community for a while. And that's more of an intuitive message. So even if I look at the leaves, I just know. You will look at them and you'll just know. Just as with an oracle or anything else for the matter. Candle wax reading, any ceremancy is a similar definitive work type as well. And also equally prohibited in this society. So be mindful. I see just the aura of the tree all over the place. So that tells me you've been quite all over the place, hasn't it? Yes, yes. Because I see things jutting out of the sides of the trees, and that to me intuitively, instinctively tells me that you've been doing different things here and there. So again, this type of reading is an artwork, so whatever connects with you and draws you in is going to be the message for the person, okay? So it's also kind of closely tied and linked to your own personal journey as well, in an essence, okay? Not always, but sometimes you can link back what you see with your own story, and that can actually help the client as well. Fair enough. There's also a divide here. So maybe you've changed the pattern or frequency of how you do things. So maybe you used to do certain things at a certain time. Because this kind of looks like the hands of a clock, but it's divided. So it tells me that. And you see how I'm correlating messages with images and my own intuition. That's how you do readings. It will just make sense. You will look and it will just come to you, okay? Why it's prohibited is beyond me, but again, just focus on the work and the blessings will come through. Alright, I believe that's it for this message, so I'm going to put this aside and then focus on the cup. So in the cup, as you can see, a lot of grinds are on the bottom, more than the sides. There's some on the sides too, but not as much. So treat it as such, where this is the starting point. The handle of the cup is the starting point. You can consider it like January. This is March. This is June. This is September. And then this is December, right? Sorry. I spilled some over. I didn't give it enough time. This is why I recommend a shallower cup, because not always is the tea leaves going to be on the sides. So I will read it as such. I think January was very important to you and the start of something new. I see a very big solid line there across January, so it's like maybe even leading into June, July, right? That cusp there. That first half of the year was very important. And again, if they're looking for just a day reading, this is 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. If they're looking for a month, again, cut it up into quarters, and that's how you do the reading. Okay? I do literally see a quarter, though. It's like a quarter piece of a pie of time, a divide of time. So, again, linking back with what I saw in the plate. Maybe there's just a separate divide, a quartering of time, a quartering off of time. Rationing your time into something important, something significant. And that's when, you ask the client, like, how that relates to them. What's the message? But let the person do the talking. And also let yourself do the talking. Eventually, if they want to interrupt or speak, they will. If that's your choice. You can even tell them not to interrupt you, not to speak. I prefer that. So I can say what I see and let the message come through. So do it in your own style, of course. Certainly so. Maybe you've been thinking about moving to another nation. Sometime around April, May. You had the thought. Didn't see it possible or didn't see it as a thing. I think most of the activity is in the second half of the year, especially around September, October, is the what I call the big event, the eventful moment in this timeline. In timelines, you have to remember this is the number one rule when doing readings, is interchangeable, okay? It's based on the energy output now. So sometimes this is why people think there's a certain truth to this work, is because it's tapping into a future event if you continue down a certain course or path. So sometimes it doesn't play out the way or in the timeline you think or anticipate because you've changed your energy output at that time. So I hope that makes sense to you. Yes. So again, that's just basically how simple and easy it is. You read the bottom, you read the sides, and then you can ask the person to imprint their thumb on the bottom of the cup at the thickest spot, which is here. So I'm going to do that for demo purposes. And again, make sure it's not too deep of a cup so they can actually reach their thumb on the bottom. As you see, I've imprinted. And then I read the imprint that they've made in the cup at that spot. So kind of reminds me of like devastation and sadness. I don't know why I get that vibe. What are you devastated or sad about? Oh, that makes sense. So yes, you're just charging your energy into this cup. You know, sometimes you can even ask the client to hold the cup with you. And you can, yourself as the seer, close your eyes and tap into their energies. And sometimes you get energies that you don't like. And you don't tell the person that, obviously, but you pick on it intuitively. Yeah, this is something doesn't feel right here, you know. Because sometimes some people be wanting to play the victim. I'm just saying. But that's when, again, you get to resolution and you tell the person closest to truth in a loving way. Okay? And that also gets them to come back to you, okay? We don't want it to be too cruel by being too honest, because one, they won't come back, and two, well, that's that. They just won't come back and you'll never see them again. So that's really the only reason. No, okay, obviously you want to be a loving, kind person regardless of them giving you business or not. Now, you do want to leave a tip jar just in case they want to contribute more, because it's energy work. It takes your time and energy. And last time I checked, time is money, right? So, yeah, you always want that option, just like with any other business, any other service. Have that option, because you'd be surprised. Sometimes people bless you more than the cost of the service itself. And it's quite incredible. So, but again, you're not doing it just for that. It will never succeed or work for you if you are having the motivation just to make money, because people are willing to pay under the table for this type of work. So I don't know what to tell you if that's something you're doing. I hope not. So then when you're done, you flip it over and then you wash the cup and the plate. Very good. Wash your hands because you're doing energy work. You can sage the room before and after your session as well to clear out the person's energy, especially if you didn't like their energy. But do it once they leave so you can shoo away the energy. And the good thing about having a cave is it can ventilate pretty quickly. So I'm going to show you something real quick. In my jacket. Hibiscus flower. And from one reader to another, I'm going to give this to you for a good luck charm. Maybe you can make some tea with it. And it really is beautiful, isn't it? It's quite a spectacle of a flower. It's really just something, I think, especially when dried. You can dry it in the sunlight and make your tea a leaf reading with it. So whether you want to keep it or make tea with it and drink it, never drink a client's tea. Always dump it out, okay? You're only supposed to drink your own reading. Got that? Because you don't want to absorb their energy into your being. Especially if you work with a lot of people, it will be energy draining. I recommend you go outside and ground your feet on the soil of the earth. Okay. And eat light, healthy diet so that you can maintain your energy. Get plenty of sleep. And sometimes you're going to get messages in dreams as well. That's the work of an intuitive person. So here you go. I'll give you this hibiscus flower. It's a secret that this is one of the best type of flowers to do readings with, especially when they are dry and crisp. Okay? Yes, indeed. So, there you have it. Yes, exactly. Thank you for coming in and allowing me to teach you divination. Isn't that pretty? You can even start with having a flower on your cup or something. Make it extra special and interesting. You do whatever you feel drawn. You can put a crystal on the top. You can bless them with water. You can put salt around. You can do whatever really draws you in at the time. Okay? It can be even a different thing every time based on the person you are having in your little cabin. Okay. And you always want to talk to them, ask them questions, interview them a bit, get a vibe of them. Okay, and if they want a general reading, you can do that if you choose, but most times readers prefer a question based on a specific situation that they are going through. So most readers say general readings suck because they don't know anything, and then they're wasting their time because they're trying to dig into finding out about the person, and it takes half the reading to even do that. So they'd rather you get straight to the point and tell them the question, okay? Yeah, so me, I'm open to both. I don't mind doing general, but yes, I do agree and understand that the person's literally wasting their time by not telling you anything, because either they're trying to see if you're legit, or, which most times that's what they're doing, or they just don't really have a question. So, again, you get that vibe from them. Do a vibe check before you actually check into the tea leaf. And sometimes you just have to turn people away because they're asking you something too nasty and gruesome, and you're just like, you're not comfortable, and you're like, honey, you gotta go, right? Or you just cancel the session. Or if they asking you 30 billion questions, then it's like, okay, you have to pay for that. There's too much energy. So you have to be honest and upfront and open. And that's how you connect with people. You'll connect with the right ones, and the right ones will connect with you. And they'll just come. Business will flow easily. And because it's meant to be, So remember, everything is energy. I wish you the best of luck. Go try that tea. Enjoy that water. Yeah, you can take that cup with you if you'd like. You just can't take this cup, okay? But again, yes, I do sell these if you would like. Okay. Alright. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for coming and joining me. I will be off now. You go off on your way. And maybe I'll hear about you someday when you're a success. Yes. Take care. Bye-bye.